Welcome to my world. Another day, another time, another period for another knowledge acquisition. Knowledge is power, health is wealth. Today's topic is more of a myth because I stated it does. Is alcohol really bad? And when we have myths, the laboratory comes into play because it has to do a kind of meta-analysis. I will do a kind of meta-analysis to find out what exactly is the true position, the fact about alcohol. Generally, alcohol is seen as bad, but we don't have to generally condemn things without getting the facts about it. You have to really understand what makes it now called a drug, because most drugs are harmful if taken in high quantity, but at lower concentration it may be beneficial. So let us look at the truth about alcohol, the effect on normal people, and compare people who don't even take alcohol with those who take alcohol. That is what the study will surely give us. So it is an interesting finding to know what happens to those who don't take alcohol at all and those who take alcohol. Is alcohol really bad? Laboratory finding. That's what we shall embark upon now. The outline. Introduction. Epigenetics and genetic dimension. Alcohol problem cause and symptom. Prevalence. Laboratory findings good of alcohol. Prevention and recommendation. And conclusion. Introduction definition. Alcohol is the ingredient in drinks that makes you drunk. It is called ethanol or ethyl alcohol. It is made when yeast ferment the sugar in grains, fruits, and vegetables. For example, wine is made from the sugar in grapes and vodka is made from the sugar in potato. This is the chemical formula producing ethanol and carbon dioxide. Epigenetics and genetic dimension could be another approach to explaining alcoholism. The study of changes in organism caused by modification of gene expression rather than alteration of the genetic code itself. That is epigenetics in itself, which include the environment, more or less. Epigenetics is the study of how your behavior and environment can cause changes that affect the way your gene works. Unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change your DNA sequence, but they can show how your body works. Alcohol problems. Alcoholism is a chronic disease marked by a craving for alcohol, which usually becomes a disorder, and they are called alcoholics because they can't control drinking even when it becomes obvious to them is the cause of their predicament in life. When it is consumed, the stomach and the liver absorb it into the bloodstream from where it is distributed to all parts of the body. The higher the alcohol level, the greater the impairment. There is a reference to Betty Ford, the wife of the former president, who also suffered alcoholic dependency, showing that it's not only for the low human level people. Alcohol abuse, the third largest preventable cause of death, is responsible for killing more than 100,000 Americans annually. Reference 52. Excessive alcohol intake increases the risk of motor vehicle accident, stroke, cardiomyopathy, cardiac dysrhythmia, sudden cardiac arrest, suicide, cancer, cirrhosis, fatal alcohol syndrome, sleeplessness, and all-cause morbidity. Mortality. Symptoms and effect of alcoholism. When you take the alcohol, this is the liver, the stomach being affected. It could cause all the problems listed. Liver cirrhosis, hepatitis. It can also affect the brain, damage some part of the brain, memory loss, mood swing, dementia is a possibility. The heart is also affected, irregular heartbeats, and so on. Then you wonder why the high demand for alcohol. because it is considered a recreational chemical used for pleasure. Peer pressure because they don't want to be left out of friendship, and people generally they are interested in experimenting with the effects and probably like the new experience, so they continue to drink it. It makes them more relaxed and more confident and make them forget bad things. Prevalence. WHO estimates that about 76 million people worldwide suffer from alcohol-related disorder. This is as recorded in Encounter. The prevalence of the illness varies in different countries. In the United States, about 15% of the population experiences problems related to their use of alcohol. Of this, alcohol dependence affects about 12.5 million men and women, or almost 4% of the population. Men are 3 times more likely to be affected than women to become alcoholics, while people age and older have the lowest rate of alcohol dependency. This is also all findings in Encounter. This one is the recent finding when the prevalence of alcoholism per country shows Russia as number 1 with 16.28, and with male, but female they rank as number 2. Australia rank as number 1 with female. USA is only the female that ranks even as 1 to 10, which shows that there is a deviation from the previous study, that women are now showing more illness, alcoholism disorder. This is top 10 African countries that drinks the most alcohol by WHO standard. Nigeria is ranked as number 1, and Swaziland is number 10. Laboratory findings good of alcohol. The cumulative scientific evidence demonstrates concordant J-shaped association between alcohol intake and a variety of adverse health outcomes. This is to show that if you don't take alcohol, when you look at this graph, you will see at the level where the high risk starts from, that people who don't take alcohol at all, they have the risk of dying from these all heart problems and associated this thing, whether regardless of taking alcohol or not. But those who took are now having a diminished risk. That's the line coming down. It is coming down to even the number of drinks per day. So if they drink regularly, that's what it shows. But as you increase the quantity of drinks, you can see as it goes higher, the problem associated with drinking is now obvious. So it is when you drink too much alcohol that you really suffer all those consequences. These data suggest that alcohol consumption, like exercise, is most cardioprotective when done daily in moderation. Reference 29. Cardioprotective alcohol intake is generally defined as 1 or 2 drinks per day for men. A drink is considered to be 12-ounce beer, 5-ounce wine, 1.5-ounce 80 proof spirit, containing all of which contains approximately 13 grams to 15 grams ethanol. So that tells you. In a recent study of 1,966 followed for 13 years, alcohol intake of approximately 1 drink daily was caused that reduced with a 40% reduction. Men who consume 1 or 2 drinks daily had a 50% reduction in risk of acute myocardiac infarction compared with abstainers, those who don't drink at all. Red wine, however, has been shown to have higher level of bioflavonoids, which are antioxidants, compared with white wine, another form of alcohol. Reference 41. Moderate alcohol consumption is also associated with lower rate of metabolic syndrome, hypertension, and all these other syndromes, obesity and co. The dose-dependent effect of alcohol on HDL, that is the good cholesterol, contrasts with the J-shaped relationship between alcohol and adverse health outcome. A recent cross-sectional study of 3,700 Russian individuals between the ages of 18 and 75 years reported that 75% of male and 47% of female Russian chronically consume excess amount of alcohol. Reference 25. Consequently, adults in Russia have significantly higher mean level of the good cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, compared with other countries. Despite higher HDL level, Russia has higher age-adjusted rate of cardiovascular disease and all-cause than Western Europe. This is the repeat of the J-shaped curve. That graph. Prevention and recommendation. What are the preventive measures? Minimum intake of drinking whiskey could be part of the prevention. Because whiskey contains no fat and hardly any sugar or carbohydrate. It barely alters the level of sugar in your blood, making it a better choice for diabetics than other alcohol. It has high level of polyphenols, plant-based antioxidant linked with lowering your risk of heart disease. The polyphenols in whiskey have been shown to decrease bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol level and reduce triglyceride or fat in your blood. So that is part of what you can use to prevent. You could also use red wine. Familiar history. If alcohol use disorder runs in the family, then it's better to avoid it or control the quantity. Environmental. Ban alcohol sales in motor parks or where people usually want to drink and drive. Warning sign on alcohol drinks like cigarettes should be another recommendation. Conclusion. According to Aristotle, virtue is the mean between extremes. And Amish Tripathi also says, wisdom lies in moderation, in balance. This above quote fits very well in drinking alcohol. Because if you don't drink, according to research, you may be losing out. The risk of some heart problems as you age so the protection you may have for some heart problems as you age will also show.